Hare Krishna devotees, welcome to Shloka. Day-to-day shlokas, shloka number 32 of chapter number 9. Mam hi parthavyapashritya
Mam hi parthavyapashritya
ye pesyuh papayonayah
yepisyuh papayonayah
priyo vaishyastatha shudraha
striyo vaishyastata shudraha
te piyanti parangatim.
te piyanti param gatim.
Word for word meaning, translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Mam,
Mam,
of me,
of me,
he, certainly, Partha,
Partha,
O son of Pritha,
O son of Pritha,
Vyapashritya,
Vyapashritya,
particularly taking shelter,
particularly taking shelter,
yea,
those
who,
api,
also,
syuh,
are, Papa Yonayah,
papayonayah,
born of a lower family,
born of a lower family,
Striyaha,
striyah,
women,
women,
Vaishyaha,
vaishyaha,
mercantile people,
mercantile people,
Tatha,
tatha,
also, Shudraha,
shudraha,
lower class men,
lower classmen,
Te api,
te api,
even they, Yanti,
yanti,
go, Param,
param,
to the Supreme,
to the supreme,
Gatim, can't hear you, Harish Babu, Gatim, destination. Translation, O son of Pritha,
O son of Pritha,
those who take shelter in me,
those who take shelter in me,
though they be of lower birth, women, Vaishyas,
merchants,
and Shudras, workers, can attain the supreme destination. So let's look at the purport. This can be seen sometimes as a controversial shloka. Non-devotees will choose to interpret it very differently. But let us see how we actually look at this. So the essence of this shloka is that Bhakti is universal and it is accessible to all. There is no preconditions or qualifications. It is clearly declared here by the Supreme Lord that in devotional service, there is no distinction between the lower and higher classes of people. In the material conception of life, there are such divisions. But for a person engaged in transcendental devotional service to the Lord, there are not. Everyone is eligible for the supreme destination. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 4, Verse 8, it is stated that even the lowest, who are called Chandalas, dog-eaters, can be purified by association with a pure devotee. Therefore, devotional service and the guidance of a pure devotee are so strong that there is no discrimination between the lower and higher classes of men. Anyone can take to it. The most simple man taking shelter of the pure devotee can be purified by proper guidance. According to the different modes of material nature, men are classified in the mode of goodness, Brahmanas, the mode of passion, Kshatriyas or administrator, the mixed modes of passion and ignorance, Vaishyas or merchants, and the mode of ignorance, Shudras or workers. Those lower than them are called Chandalas, and they are born in sinful families. Generally, the association of those born in sinful families is not accepted by the higher classes. But the process of devotional service is so strong that the pure devotee of the Supreme Lord can enable people of all the lower classes to attain the highest perfection of life. This is possible only when one takes shelter of Krishna, as indicated here by the word vyapashritya. One has to take shelter completely of Krishna. Then one can become much greater than great jnanis and yogis. So what is important here is that your position is not important. Your position in society is not important, either by birth or economically or otherwise. It's your disposition towards the Lord, which is what the Lord is looking for. It is your love and affection for the Lord. That is the only qualification that is necessary for you to practice bhakti. Spiritual growth depends on disposition, not position. Spiritual growth depends when our internal disposition becomes more devotional and less sensual, when our inner attraction towards Krishna increases and our attraction towards worldly things decreases. This change is the sure test of spiritual advancement. So as we keep chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, the less attached you are to material things, and the more attached you become to Krishna, you know you are making progress. Ultimately, you will give up all material attachments for the sake of Krishna, just as the gopis did. Of course, this change doesn't happen automatically in a vacuum. It requires conscious inner cultivation that is greatly helped by a conducive cultural environment. Providing such an environment and thereby facilitating inner transformation is the primary purpose of spiritual institutions. The Bhagavad Gita urges us to go beyond such superficiality when it proclaims that even social groups conventionally considered inferior in the prevailing cultural hierarchy, females, merchants, and laborers, can attain the supreme destination if they cultivate the right devotional disposition. So, the essence of this shloka here is that whatever class systems exist in any society, those are class systems as per your quality, not as per your birth. So in Karma Yoga, the person is essentially pursuing Dharma, Artha, and Kama. In Jnana Yoga, the person practicing Jnana Yoga is pursuing Moksha. But in Bhakti Yoga, you can pursue Krishna without any preconditions. It is said that in those days, the Gurukul was accessible to the Brahmanas and the Kshatriyas, but was not necessarily accessible to the Vaishyas and the Shudras. Because of the lower levels of consciousness, one cannot really pursue the Karma Kanda section of the Vedas or even the Jnana section of the Vedas. So to be pursuing Jnana section of the Vedas, you first have to be pure. Pure means Brahmana. That means only Brahmanas were authorized to study the Vedic scriptures. But here the Lord is so merciful. He says here, if you read the shloka carefully, those who take shelter of me, doesn't matter what kind of birth they have. They are born in a woman's body or they are in a particular varna. It doesn't matter. Anybody can come back to me. But the provision here is vyapashritya. They have to take shelter of me. So the Lord does not draw any distinctions. Human beings may draw distinctions based on class, economic status, education levels, etc. But when it comes to Bhakti Yoga, the Lord does not see any such distinctions. So one may erroneously read the shloka to say the Lord is saying women are lower, Vaishyas are lower, Shudras are lower. You have to remember that every shloka is also spoken in a context. So the Lord is referring to the fact that these things were being looked upon in a particular way as he was speaking this particular instruction to Arjuna. Therefore, he is making it clear, yes, society may have imposed all of these things, but he is not imposing this. All you have to do is take his shelter, and anybody who takes his shelter can attain the supreme destination.
If you like our videos, please subscribe to our channel and turn on the bell notification. If you'd like to join our classes every day, please check the details in the description section of this video. We look forward to serving you.